Hey guys, a little behind on getting my braces update for you guys uploaded. As you know, if you follow me on Facebook, you will see that it's been an emotional week for me. My mom passed away on August 22nd, 4 years ago, and this is the same week of her being in the hospital and on a ventilator, and then having to make the decision to take her off and then watch her hold on for 5 days before she took her last breath and passed away on August 22nd. My dad has been a liver transplant patient for the last year now. He's been dealing with cirrhosis of the liver for quite a few years now, but he had got put on the transplant list within the last year, and he has just declined really fast. And just within the last 4 months, he's become malnourished and he has become very skeletal. I can show you a picture of him when he was with me just a couple months ago. To this past Wednesday when we finally got the call that he had a liver. As soon as we got to the hospital, the doctor just kept looking at him, and I don't want to make this, this video about what's going on with me there, but I just want to give you all a little insight, as to why my video is a little bit delayed here, because it's a whole nother story anyways. But when we got to the hospital, the doctor just kept looking at my dad and couldn't believe how malnourished he looked. He described my dad as looking like, if you go back in time when the Holocaust took place, if you remember how starved those people were and how skinny they were, that is how my dad looks. He is just very skeletal. You can see every bone. He has no protein. His bones are just literally rubbing together. There's nothing in between them to protect the joints and ligaments and things. He's weak. He can barely function. So yeah, you can imagine. We finally get the call that he's got a liver, and we get up there and the doctor said that he's too sick. He can't get the liver. So yeah, it's hard having to watch my last parent suffer like this. And I had to make the decision 2 days ago to put him on a ventilator. So it's like, how do we get to this point? How do you get called for a liver and now he's fighting for his life on a ventilator? So he's been on a ventilator now ever since Thursday. Today is Saturday, right? Sunday? My days are completely mixed up because I was up for 2 days at the hospital with my dad. And I had to come back home so I could get some rest, and my husband had to work, and my kids got to be in school. So it sucks that I'm not able to be there with him right now. Okay, so I don't want to get all emotional in this video. That's why it's delayed. Okay, so I had my orthodontist appointment on, when was it? I'm completely just not here. So I had my orthodontist appointment on Wednesday, which was the same day my dad got the call for his liver. And I have now been in my top braces for 6 months and 1 week, a total of 25 weeks, and the bottoms have been on for 13 weeks, for a total of 3 months and 1 week. Since before going to the orthodontist, I haven't noticed any change in my teeth. It's just been a very slow process with that adjustment. But yeah, no changes. I haven't had to use any of the wax, until they do adjustments. And this last time, on Wednesday when I went to see my orthodontist, they did so much work on my teeth, you guys. My mouth is still suffering from it. And it's been almost a week later, but I've got a sore, right here. and it's rubbing against these brackets and things. So when I got there, I was there for an hour just for them working on my teeth. It was a long appointment because I guess there wasn't much change. You know, they did a lot of work to my teeth to make some progress happen here. So what they did, as I mentioned in my last update, you know, I had these gaps here. Those formed from my teeth moving, and I was concerned if they would ever be closed up because I have the gum receding. My dentist had told me that normally you don't get that back. Once that happens, it may just be something that I have to deal with now. But luckily, my orthodontist reassured me that that's not the case. So when I got in there, he took a tool and he shaved in between these two teeth to create a very thin space. So I had a gap in between these two. I had a gap between these two and a gap between these two. I had the gaps forming up here towards the top, and a lot of that happened because the top of my teeth are narrow and down towards the bottom they get wider. So my teeth were kind of like this. So I had the gap up here at the top where the gum line is, and then here's my teeth. So what he did is he shaved in between here to create some space so that the teeth can come together to close that gap. And as you can see, it has done it already. It has closed them up really good. Now if I get in there with some floss, you can still see a little bit of a gap, and I haven't flossed yet today, but you can see I got a little one here. But overall the gaps have closed up and it's amazing. And he told me that within my next visit when I go back, which will be October 4th, it may be completely closed up. Then again, he may have to go back in there and shave some more just to create more room. That was very pleasing to me. Now in order to close these gaps, she had to put, I don't know if you can see, let me flip my camera around. If you look closely behind these brackets and things, you will see like a clear elastic band, and it almost reminds me of the string that you use to bead. So she like weaved that in and out of my teeth here. And then she pulled it really tight, and I could just feel the tightness pulling. And then she somehow tied it off. And then instead of doing just the O-rings, the bands along the brackets, they did a chain, and that also helps pull those gaps together. Now they also put a chain down here on my lower canine, just on two of the teeth, if you can see. She did that because he wanted to get my canine to turn, because it's a little turned right now, so he wanted to turn it the right direction. And I went with Obscure, I think was the name of the color for the bands. I told them I kind of wanted to go clear again. I was kind of missing the transparent look of the braces. Still have the same wire in the top and the bottom, so 18 on top, 16 on bottom as far as sizing goes in gauges. So I got 18 gauge on top, 16 gauge on the bottom. I also had more ligature ties put on some of my teeth. But other than that, that's all the work that they did on my teeth. Now some of you are probably wondering, which is the main thing that I was wondering whenever I went back, do I have to have any teeth pulled? He said it is up to me if I want to keep my wisdom teeth. And I told you guys that I had a cavity form on my bottom, I believe it was my bottom right lower wisdom tooth. And I told him that because we're at that 6-month mark, I want to know if I need to get anything pulled, excuse me, or if I can keep it and get it filled. And he said it's completely up to me. He said he would advise me getting them pulled just because it's more maintaining, you know, with the wisdom teeth, and they're harder to keep clean. But he said overall it's up to me, and you know, I did agree with him and stuff. And he went on ahead and set me up an appointment with an oral surgeon to have them extracted, but it's just a consultation for me to talk about it. And he went on ahead and did send a note over to my dentist about it. But I think I'm gonna just keep my wisdom teeth, you guys, and get it filled. you know, I've thought about it and I've thought about it and I've thought about it, you know. I think I would rather have some silver fillings in my mouth and have all my teeth, you know. There's not a lot of people that are, you know, very lucky that get to keep your teeth, and you're already an adult and you're getting braces and they're moving your teeth and you've got the room to move them even with your wisdom teeth. So I feel like, as lucky as I am with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and keep my wisdom teeth because they really aren't causing me any concerns. The only thing that was concerning me was if my wisdom teeth were causing more of my TMJ issue, which I really haven't been having a lot of problems with that. My jaw does occasionally try to feel like it's going to lock up on me, but it never has stayed locked up on me or anything like that. So I think I'm just going to, you know, just stick with my wisdom teeth. Should I in the near future have to have them pulled, I will most definitely get them pulled if they become, you know, problematic for me, but right now they're really not. And if he's saying that it's up to me to keep them, I think I'm going to make that decision and go ahead and keep them. My teeth have already made some vast movements. Like these two side teeth, because he had shaved some of the tooth away, it has came off of my front teeth even more. Overall, my teeth, I'm getting more and more pleased, especially after this last visit, because I can see so much more change. I have noticed that my bottom middle front tooth here, down here, I can't remember which one, I think it's this one, is a little, it looks like it's crooked, but you know, I think it's because that one tooth here, it came completely forward, so things are still straightening out. That is pretty much how this update's gonna go. I'm sorry, I keep moving, you guys. My feet are killing me. And I'm trying to hold myself up here a little bit so that you guys can see me, because my camera's tilted a little bit. So overall, things are great as far as, you know, this goes. Obviously, in life in general, things are not great for me. I'm just having a really rough time and coping the best that I can, and I don't know what will happen from here on out with my dad, so I really wanted to just get this video recorded. I know I don't look my absolute best, but you know, that's the least of my worries right now. So anyways, I will talk to you guys some more here soon, and I'll include some pictures and video at the end of this update so that you guys can get a better close-up. Bye guys.